Well, King Conundrum is and what the King Conundrum lifestyle really is not only doing what you want to be doing and putting yourself on your own platform, doing it yourself, not waiting for anybody to do anything. That was the whole point we're trying to get across, that you don't have to wait for this person to find you or this person with money to fund you. You can do that right now.
I've had to try to describe the show to people, and it's often you have to kind of get real simple with the language almost, because it's not something that you can really convey to an individual until that person has actually showed up and experienced it. It's a different environment.
What's great about this place is that it's literally such a blank slate of an opportunity. There's no judgment whatsoever, and I don't mean that in like a hippie kind of bullshit kind of way. There's no judgment because people aren't actively trying to judge you. There's that concept of like, I have to think not to judge people didn't even exist here. It was like, whatever.
If you have a talent, show it. If you have a talent, perform. Perform here with us. Like, it'll be a great time. People will applaud you. They'll like respect your talent, and they won't mock you. Yeah. They encourage you to like do what you do best.
Just kidding. Hey, everybody, I'm Lorenzo. I'm going to be hosting this show tonight. We've got some comedy. We've got some real. I didn't fade out hard enough. We've got some real tear-jerking stories. If you're the kind of person that cries at funny stuff, you're gonna cry.
Ferry dock on North Manitou Island in the middle of Lake Michigan. My two friends, Joe and Joey, and I, Joel. We go there to rough it for 2 nights in the wilderness of this island. But we bring little more than 60 12-ounce cans of Budweiser. And considering that the only way to get to this island is by ferry boat, we make it a little further into the wilderness of the island than the ferry dock we're dropped off at.
Performances and things like the show would happen somewhere else, and it was just for them and their group of people, as opposed to what King Conundrum was trying to accomplish, was it being open to everybody, not just a group of people, not just who you thought was good enough. Everybody has something that they're good at, and King Conundrum was supposed to challenge you to find that one thing that you were good at. What ended up happening was that some of those people, they found what they wanted and they just ran with it by themselves somewhere else. And I mean, all those things, they all died off. None of them really did anything because they had no support system, and they had no vision of a support system like what we had, what we were. And it was just people were trying to do the show the way we were doing it, but that was never the point. The point was to expand and to build on top of what we were doing.
If you wanted to get up and perform, nobody was going to say anything about it. Everybody was there and was interested in what was going on. And I think part of that environment and the openness and the don't judge lest ye be judged type of mentality was it's great for a lot of people. It certainly opens the door for a different type of art that you're not going to see in different areas. So.
Well, the boys in Liverpool, when we safely landed, called myself a fool. I could no longer stand it, blood began to boil. Temper I was losing, poor old Aaron tried to save me. Cheese, get that bitch, cheese, all over her body. Go below, don't they make her go cold. And they all her friends on the phone. She wanted him
bailando from cumbia to the heel toe. Yeah, this chica may be emo, pero es solamente my estilo. Fuck with me, you be missing like Nemo. I'm on the come with flows you can't toma. Soy la princesa, mira mi corona. Sex is my swagger, but no, you can't know her. Coming at me, this ain't no pinche broma. Escúchame, hablo de la verdad. Yo mi enemigo, no tengas amistad. Encenderé el fuego, no vengas a ayudar. Soy belleza, recuerda mi nombre. Step up, don't care if you mujer o hombre. Y ya lo sabes que hablando sobre. She locks her noise away in journals. She locks her noise away in journals. Locks her noise away in journals.
It would start with music, it would move into comedy or whatever, and then it would end with music. And then it would turn into a party. I always thought that was the unique thing about this show, that was always going to be cool about this show, why this show was going to work, because of that. And that was the leg up that we would have on any show that was remotely similar to it.
There's a group of people who shows up and you're like, well, who the fuck are these people? You're like, well, okay, good to meet more people. And then there are the people who stick around after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're typically the people that you know, and they're the most interesting people that you're going to meet because they just want to stick around. They want to. I think part of it is that they recognize that the space is very interesting and that the people that exist here are very interesting. And so I think that when you get to the point where it's like, oh, I'm fucked up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, like, it's the best conversation.
He was here for our very first show. And his name's Brandon Thompson, and he's gonna move the shit out of you. So everybody, give him a round of applause. I want to tell drinks in the bag. Enjoy yourselves. Please.
First the mic, then a half cigarette. Singing Kathy's clown. That's the man she's married to now. That's the girl that he takes around town.
To the train stop that is only a block or so away, becomes on par with an expedition across the Bering Strait. It makes a man primordial and instinctual. Simple tasks such as gathering food, finding shelter, and transportation become more difficult.
If there is anyone that I will call a saint, I'd rather give him equal opportunities to praise me. Heavy with your fist, he makes his concentration hazy. Picks up every sentence that I dropped about how he raised me. Even after every bruise is faded, every scar is tasted. The only way you know is if you saw him kiss the places where I'm chasing, right? Where razors they hit and the skin is black like asphalt.
A highlight that steps out in my mind right now was when Party Space Station, we showed Party Space Station for the first time, because that was, I think, the first big stepping stone in King Conundrum, where it was the release of something, where it wasn't just like somebody's coming out with a new track, so you should come and see this artist, because Party Space Station was something more than just any particular artist that was involved in this event. It was something that all of us really came together on, and then to just say, hey, we're shooting a music video about Star Wars, it's going to be a parody. Everybody already knew what we brought to the table in terms of the comedy, the filmmaking, and the musical aspect of it, and so people were just generally interested. And so when we had the like big dancing scenes here in front of the green screen and outside, to see everybody dress up on their own account and just with their own props and makeup and everything like that, people came decked out. That was awesome to see. That was a great show of support.
It was also a feeling and a victory, you know, for really everybody, because I feel like everybody sort of understood that aspect of it, some more than others. But you know, like that was really that victory where you're staring at all these people, and you know, these are the people that who are at the shows, who are doing, like, these are the regulars. This is the community that we were trying to build, and that's an awesome victory. And it just became a huge part of that show and a huge part of that moment, to where still, you know, the last show, you know, we really created our own world, because we had our own hits almost in here, you know what I mean, that we share, and that was one of them.
Yeah, it's a party, up in the station, and nobody fuck with us, we be riding sci-fi, around for the week talking about Jean-Luc Picard or Vega, these words will stick like now and laters, we party tonight in space, yeah, party in space.
The amount of knowledge that I've gained from doing this, trying to move it into other projects or anything in my life, just like you can't pay for that kind of schooling, you know what I mean? But it takes putting yourself out there. That's, I think, how you progress in life and how you learn. Putting yourself out there and not being afraid to fall on your face, because I've definitely fallen on my face a lot, and especially in this process, definitely fallen on my face. But the knowledge that you gain from never wanting to fall on your face again and feel the pain of, you know, digging your face in the concrete again, you can't read that. No one can teach you that. Only life can teach you that.
You know, after achieving a level of maturity in your life, you get to the point where, you know, you want to, it's not necessarily finding yourself, it's more of just finding your passion and finding your voice.
This is a space in which people could talk openly, be creative, collaborate, and really not have any reservations about who they were trying to portray themselves as. So it was just getting a big group of authentic people together in the same space, and that's just a cool environment to be around. And so if people can keep on being genuine to other people, like I felt like they were in this place, to other people in the world, then that just creates a better place to live.
To have those moments for the people who really supported it and were diehard fans of it, so, you know, who came, who performed, to give them those memories. And it may not make sense now, but in 5, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, wherever this goes from here, you can say, I was doing that there, and no one else can do that.
Dirt, mother.